Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Regained His Memories from Past Life and Became the Supreme God movie. Before we start, please go support ecipionelafricano for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Prologue. This story is my own. The story will be based on the fact that the chestnut tree will have powers beyond imagination, just as in this world it will have secret abilities known as curses that not even the gods could control until our chestnut tree arrived in inhospitable places, where it will find allies, as well as enemies. Fights that could end humanity. Gods from other mythologies will be present. Wars to be with its harem will not be lacking. On Earth he will literally be known as the messenger of God's justice. His personality will change from being a hopeless pervert to a mature and respectful man who sometimes has perverted instincts. He will also be in relationships with his harem, on dates, and other things, one could say, as they would say in other countries. We begin this story. Please note that at this time Issei is 16 and Rias and the others are 17. Chapter 1 Memories of the Past appear. It was a quiet afternoon in the city of Kwa. At school, our chestnut tree was leaning against a tree. Issei, why does this sound familiar? I feel like I've experienced this before. It's nothing. I think it's just me talking nonsense. Suddenly a young redhead appears near our Issei. Rias, what's wrong, my love? It seems you're very thoughtful today. Issei, Rias is nothing. I just have a feeling that something good is going to happen, smiling. Rias, why do you say that? Issei, it's nothing. Now that I think about it, your brother didn't give the order to go finish off some renegade demons. Rias, yes, she says that destroying them will be good for the group, with a doubtful tone. Issei, yes, it's true, but we don't have to worry. Rias, yes. Then we see the red-haired girl with her entourage in the occult club room. Rias, my brother ordered me to go eliminate some renegade demons, so we will go right now. Get ready. Akeno, if you laugh. All hi Butcho. Once there, it was seen that the place was inhospitable and uninhabited. They felt the presence of negative auras. Those from the club entered. When they entered, they saw two guys. The first one was about 2 meters tall, with blood-red eyes, and the other one was about 1.56 meters tall, wearing a cape and a sack inside. They had their noses and mouths covered, as if they were criminals. After that, they just stared at the brown-haired guy and said, Type 1, so we meet again, damn. Guy 2, so you became a damn demon, you son of a hitch. Issei, I don't even know them enough for them to treat me like this anyway, they're going to die. Everyone started attacking, tearing off the arms of those guys while the brown-haired man turned into another person, like a soldier, ready to destroy everything in his path. Type 1, you don't do it again, Hayato Issei. Type 2, damn, will return the favor. So Guy 2, having a stable arm, jumps on top of Issei and hits him on the back of the head, causing Issei to fall to the ground, having a strong headache like a migraine that makes you want to kill yourself. So after 2 minutes he fell unconscious to the floor. Type 1, finally we don't say anything about him, spitting blood, and about to faint. Type 2, yes, at last. Rias, damn, what they do to my sweet slave, and besides, my boyfriend will pay the consequences. After the types were destroyed by estuaries, everyone approached Issei. Rias, are you okay? Don't leave us. Asia, Issei-san, does something hurt? Kaneko, Issei-senpai, we will cure you. So everyone took him to his room, and lying down they only put warm water bandages on him to lower his temperature. They called the leader of heaven, the Archangel Michael, along with the seraph Gabriel, the sister of Michael. With them came Seraphal Leviathan. Some time ago she fell in love with the brown-haired man, as well as Kuroka, the Fae. Penyu, an angel friend of Gabriel, and Isaka, leader in Kyoto, as well as Searches and Azazel, and the old Odin came to the room when they saw him. Miguel, what happened to him? Rias, they knocked him out, that's how he stayed. Miguel, now we cure him. Thus said Miguel. Together with Asia cured the brown-haired man while in Issei's mind and interior. Issei, what's going on? Drake, looks like you got knocked out, buddy, mockingly. Issei, shut up, I don't know why I feel like I've already met those people. Drake, I don't know, but what's that over there? Issei, what a drag. Drake, that white light that is approaching. Suddenly lights come when they are memories of Issei's life before what happened with Reincarnation. Memories of fights and training are clearly seen. Drake, buddy, you've done all that. You were so impressive before I met you. Now you'll be able to contain the juggernaut drive at its maximum expression without reducing your life or your energy, with how strong you are. Issei, this is my past before the cursed queen erased my memory, now I have to experience it after I wake up. Drake, yes, partner. Both outside, specifically in Issei's room. 2 days have passed since what happened. The girls were returning from school when suddenly the whole house shakes like an earthquake. Rias, girls, do you feel that? Girls, hi. Rias, oh, I have to go up and see how Issei is. Girls, hi. At that moment, they all went up, not expecting that at that moment they were going to witness a historic event, the birth of the God of God. Chapter 2: The New Life. It begins when the girls go up to the brown-haired boy's room, and there they open the door, and are very shocked to see the brown-haired boy rising up like some extortionist. He was floating there. Screams of pain were heard, and the girls could only see how a force field was made around the brown-haired boy, and watched as his body changed from a scrawny one without many muscles to one with thick muscular arms, a washboard abdomen, and legs developed by so much exercise. All after Issei's body is lowered onto his bed, she throws herself at him. Girls, Issei, are you okay, Issei? Issei, as if he were beaten, hit, destroyed, to the max. Girls, what happened? Where am I? What happened to me? Rias, you were unconscious for 2 days and now we saw how your body changed. Issei, so that's what happened to me, my old body came back. Hey Drake, can you hear me? Drake, yes, partner. It seems that not only your memories have returned, but also your old body, and to tell the truth, you look more masculine than before, and now I feel that you have more power and other hidden powers. He said this with a doubtful voice. Well, I'll leave you. It seems that your females have already noticed your new body. Goodbye, tell me how it went. Issei, damn shitty reptilian, come back here. Issei turns to see his girls, and they all looked at him with lustful glances. Even Asia looked at him lustfully. Even drool came out of the girls' mouths. Rias, Issei, voices in a sensual and lustful way, where did you get this desirable bodyguard? Akeno, era Issei-san Kaneko, Issei-senpai purred. Issei, girls calm down, please don't come any closer, grabbing a pillow as a shield. Rias, don't go away, my love. Until they heard the voice of Issei's parents coming down for breakfast, they also recovered those memories. Girls, wrong. Drake, saved by the bell, if I weren't watching a tremendous grape. Issei, exactly, the one I was saved from, you're exalted and scared said. Already in the dining room all the girls were eating as if nothing had happened, looking sideways at the brown-haired boy while the poor guy was sweating. Maraz's whole body was shaking from how nervous he was that he could hardly eat. After that they went to the academy where they were preparing for the mid-year festivities, and the brown-haired boy is seen entering with his entire harem surrounding him and taking his muscular arms possessively. Issei, see you later girls, I'm leaving. Girls, goodbye my love, without first giving the brunette a kiss on the cheek. While everyone was surprised by the body of the brown-haired man, the men wanted to kill him with their bare fists, while the girls were the same as with Kiba, harassing him with their looks. You can see how 2 guys approached the brown-haired guy to hit him when suddenly, by pure instinct and reflexes, he grabbed the guy's hands, bringing his hands behind his back in a key position. Motohama, let me go. Matsuda, let us go, you idiot. Issei, sure, promise not to hit me. Both, of course, with a deceptive smile. Issei lets them go, and like the traitors that they are, they were going to hit them when suddenly he dodges them as if he could read their thoughts, until finally the 2 fall to the ground cursing the brown-haired man. Issei, see you guys, oh the windows. He enters the classroom and looks around to see that the girl was looking at him with lust, just like the girls Asia, Zenobia, Irina, Gabriel, Penyu. Apart from looking at him with lust, they were jealous of him. They were releasing a murderous aura until he arrived. A bully who wants to kill our protagonist could be heard fighting in the living room. Our brown-haired guy prepares as if he had learned martial arts. He learned them, and in the best way he had surpassed the best martial arts masters. The bully is called Ivan. Ivan, he is ready to fight, bastard. Issei, sure. Thus began Issei dodging Ivan's attacks until the brown-haired man, tired of being on the defensive, decided to attack before the professor came, who in this case was his wife Roseways. So only 3 blows made Ivan give up, one in the ribs fracturing on contact, one in the face, and the other in the back Bruce Lee style. The teacher arrived, in this case you already know who it is, smiley face. Then the end of class arrives and everyone heads to the occult club where they interrogate Issei. Issei is in the club room. When everyone appears in the room, Issei is questioned by everyone. Girls, what happened in the morning, Issei? Issei, well, I felt that when I was sleeping or unconscious, as they say, I was like in a dark place next to Drake when suddenly a white light approached my eyes, and I saw well this how to explain memories of my past. Until now, well, I know that when Reincarnation attacked me, she erased my memory. I was with the memories of perversion, that she is pretending to hide my identity, that I was someone important in this world until I disappeared. From there it is said that he is a master of martial arts from all over the world, winning and proving that he is the best in the world, as well as traveling to many places, studying the war practices of all the civilizations of the world. It was studying how the civilization fought. Its military and physiological study and knowledge in battle, for what a high command warrior who specialized in hand-to-hand combat, and with the weapons he possessed, and also the military study took at least 4 years of specialization. It only took him a month to learn all that, as well as control the 4 elements, water, earth, fire and air, as well as convert it into secondary elements and other things that will be told later. They were surprised at all he did, and in just a few years he had in addition to the stories. Girls, wow, how incredible our Issei is. Rias, Issei, so you have all those powers? Issei, yes, and others, well, it's better to hide them. Akeno, why? Issei, why, if I tell them they will pressure me for what I did, and it is better to leave it behind, just like other powers are very powerful, and they could be afraid of what I have become. Asia, don't worry, I'll always be with my Issei-san whatever he shows. Rias, that's true, we will never leave you. Oh yes, we will never leave it. Issei, thanks. Issei leaves in a hurry, and sees how some guys are approaching, but they are humans. Issei, stay still here, I'll go see what they want. Kiba, Gasper, stay here, anything happens use this, gives him a type of electric knife, take care of them. Kiba and Gasper, hi. Issei goes out to see what they wanted. The guys, you are Hudo Issei. Issei, yes. The guys grab it. There were like 20 men from a mafia known as the Bandelos del Mal. This gang will be important for future chapters, so they tried to kidnap him. They were armed with knives and sticks, with instinct and reflexes and their skills like Matrix style. You could say they took out the guys. 3 with broken ribs left them. 5 with knives in the abdomen, and the rest with broken legs and arms with bats and sticks. They could barely manage a couple of blows to the face and the rib. Rias, are you okay? Issei, if I'm okay, this is nothing. Asia, I'm going to cure you, Issei-san. Issei, yes, thank you, Asia. After Asia cured him, she told the girls about the mafia. Issei, girls, those were the band of evil bandits. They are bad people who torture, rape, and extort women. That's why I was sent here, and they told the director to include men to defend this school, so I joined here for that reason. They were all amazed that it was a band they had never heard of. Rias, so that's why they introduced boys to the school. Issei, yes. Rias, wow, if not, it wouldn't have happened. Issei, you don't even need to say it, whether I know it or not, I would have gone to a mixed school. Rias and the others, why, with a tone of doubt. Issei, why are my precious girlfriends here, and I wasn't going to let them touch my women, or what was my property. Girls, thanks, my possessive boyfriend. The others went home. Issei and the others bought sweets and candy and then left. At Issei's house. Issei, Okasama, Odo-sama got her. Issei's parents, hello son, come eat, dinner is ready, and bring the girls. Issei and the girls, Hi. After eating, the chestnut tree hurriedly headed to his room to lock it, since the girls would enter his room at any moment, and we wouldn't hear from him for a while, so he set about locking it with a padlock. Issei, I'd better close it before he grapes me, and closed the door. Girls, Issei, let us in, don't be mean, we won't hurt you. Issei, no, this decision remains as is, good night. Somewhere else. House of Circe. Circe, we need to talk about the war that's coming our way. Miguel, if all our strength did not stop that magician, besides, we cannot use our powers to the fullest. Azazel, you're right. Are, we would have to find out what the writings say about forbidden curses. Zeus and Poseidon, if we have no trace of the scrolls, we don't even know where he is. Odin, yes, on our side we do not find the curse of ice. If any of us find him in the coming days, we will have to get ready to send search teams. All yes. Meanwhile, at the chestnut tree's house. The door to the room is open without a lock. We see our Issei lying with his girls, while he is shirtless, only his body naked from the waist up, while downstairs he is only wearing boxers and shorts, and his arms and legs are tied. I see, but what the hell is going on? Why am I naked? Why is the door open, and why the hell am I tied up like a pig? Rias, good morning, dear, what's going on? What's all the fuss? Issei, how they opened the door. Rias, well then. Flashback. You can see our girls unlocking the door with hairpins and paper clips. Rias, Akeno, you're almost there. Akeno, I almost need Kuroka's hands to move the last turn that I can't. Kuroka, it's okay to be like Issei Naya, I'll do whatever Naya. It looks like they managed to unlock the key from the door lock, but the padlock is missing. Kuroka, damn Naya, there's a lock. Roseways, let me do it, I'll do it. Kuroka, it's okay Naya. The silver-haired girl is seen opening the padlock. Roseways, ready. They remove the padlock and the half-an-inch thick chains, not much protection. The girls, Issei, you will finally be ours. End of flashback. Issei, that's how they got in, damn, I should have bought other chains inside. Rias, just as we entered, we were able to enjoy the whole beautiful body you have, she said this with a lustful look, while she ran her hand over the brunette's washboard abdomen. It seems that as if by magic he freed himself from his tied hands and feet while he was in the dining room. Issei, great, thanks to the fact that I learned a little magic and my tools I went out and teleported. Drake, you're almost a mate, and you're great like in mating season. Issei, Cabal, listen, what is that magic circle? It is seen that a crimson-red circle is approaching, from which two leaders emerge, Circe and Azazel. Circe, hello Issei, wait, and that body, this one having a face of astonishment. Issei, it's that I had the memories of my past before I was killed by Reincarnation. Circe and Azazel, I see. Circe, and the girls. Issei, up here. Circe, call them. Issei, it's good. Issei calls the girls, they all run out of the room to tell Issei something when they look at the leaders. Rias, Onisama, what are you doing here? Circe, I came to warn you that a 3-day war is in store for us in the north of our territory along with that of Citri. Rias, I see. Circe, so prepare yourselves and Red Emperor Dragon trust you. Issei, I will not disappoint you, he says this with determination. Chapter 3 The Revelations. Issei is in the club room when everyone appears in the room. Issei is questioned by everyone. Girls, what happened in the morning, Issei? Issei, well, I felt that when I was sleeping or unconscious, as they say, I was like in a dark place next to Drake when suddenly a white light approached my eyes, and I saw this how to explain memories of my past. Until now, I know that when Reincarnation attacked me, she erased my memory. I was with the memories of perversion, that she is pretending to hide my identity, that I was someone important in this world until I disappeared. From there it is said that he is a master of martial arts from all over the world, winning and proving that he is the best in the world, as well as traveling to many places, studying the war practices of all the civilizations of the world. It was studying how the civilization fought. Its military and physiological study and knowledge in battle for what a high command warrior who specialized in hand-to-hand combat, and with the weapons he possessed, and also the military study took at least 4 years of specialization. It only took him a month to learn all that as well as control the 4 elements, water, earth, fire and air, as well as convert it into secondary elements and other things that will be told later. They were surprised at all he did, and in just a few years he had in addition to the stories. Girls, wow, how incredible our Issei is. Rias, Issei, so you have all those powers. Issei, yes, and others, well, it's better to hide them. Akeno, why? Issei, why, if I tell them they will pressure me for what I did, and it is better to leave it behind, just like other powers are very powerful, and they could be afraid of what I have become. Asia, don't worry, I'll always be with my Issei-san whatever he shows. Rias, that's true, we will never leave you. All, if we will never leave it. Issei, thanks. Issei leaves in a hurry, and sees how some guys are approaching, but they are humans. Issei, stay still here, I'll go see what they want. Kiba Gasper, stay here, anything happens use this, gives him a type of electric knife, take care of them. Kiba and Gasper, hi. Issei goes out to see what they wanted. The guys, you are Hiro Issei. Issei, yes. The guys grab it. There were like 20 men from a mafia known as the Bandelos del Mal. This gang will be important for future chapters, so they tried to kidnap him. They were armed with knives and sticks, with instinct and reflexes and their skills like Matrix style. You could say they took out the guys, 3 with broken ribs left them, 5 with knives in the abdomen, and the rest with broken legs and arms with bats and sticks. They could barely manage a couple of blows to the face and the rib. Rias, are you okay? Issei, if I'm okay, this is nothing. Asia, I'm going to cure you, Issei-san. Issei, yes, thank you, Asia. After Asia cured him, she told the girls about the mafia. Issei, girls, those were the band of evil bandits. They are bad people who torture, rape, and extort women. That's why I was sent here, and they told the director to include men to defend this school, so I joined here for that reason. They were all amazed that it was a band they had never heard of. Rias, so that's why they introduced boys to the school. Issei, yes. Rias, wow, if not, it wouldn't have happened. Issei, you don't even need to say it, whether I know it or not, I would have gone to a mixed school. Rias and the others, why, with a tone of doubt. Issei, why are my precious girlfriends here, and I wasn't going to let them touch my women, or what was my property. Girls, thanks, my possessive boyfriend. The others went home. Issei and the others bought sweets and candy and then left. At Issei's house. Issei, Okasama, Odo-sama got her. Issei's parents, hello son, come eat, dinner is ready, and bring the girls. Issei and the girls, hi. After eating, the chestnut tree hurriedly headed to his room to lock it, since the girls would enter his room at any moment, and we wouldn't hear from him for a while, so he set about locking it with a padlock. Issei, I'd better close it before he grapes me, and closed the door. Girls, Issei, let us in, don't be mean, we won't hurt you. Issei, no, this decision remains as is, good night. Somewhere else. House of Serge. Serge, we need to talk about the war that's coming our way. Miguel, if all our strength did not stop that magician, besides, we cannot use our powers to the fullest. Azazel, you're right. Are, we would have to find out what the writings say about forbidden curses. Zeus and Poseidon, if we have no trace of the scrolls, we don't even know where he is. Odin, yes, on our side we do not find the curse of ice. If any of us find him in the coming days, we will have to get ready to send search teams. All yes. Meanwhile, at the chestnut tree's house. The door to the room is open without a lock. We see our Issei lying with his girls, while he is shirtless, only his body naked from the waist up, while downstairs he is only wearing boxers and shorts, and his arms and legs are tied. Issei, but what the hell is going on? Why am I naked? Why is the door open, and why the hell am I tied up like a pig? Rias, good morning, dear, what's going on? What's all the fuss? Issei, how they opened the door. Rias, well then. Flashback. You can see our girls unlocking the door with hairpins and paper clips. Rias, Akeno, you're almost there. Akeno, I almost need Kuroka's hands to move the last turn that I can't. Kuroka, it's okay to be like Issei Naya, I'll do whatever Naya. It looks like they managed to unlock the key from the door lock, but the padlock is missing. Kuroka, damn Naya, there's a lock. Roseways, let me do it, I'll do it. Kuroka, it's okay Naya. The silver-haired girl is seen opening the padlock. Roseways, ready. They remove the padlock and the half-an-inch thick chains, not much protection. The girls, Issei, you will finally be ours. End of flashback. Issei, that's how they got in, damn, I should have bought other chains inside. Rias, just as we entered, we were able to enjoy the whole beautiful body you have, she said this with a lustful look, while she ran her hand over the brunette's washboard abdomen. It seems that as if by magic he freed himself from his tied hands and feet while he was in the dining room. Issei, great, thanks to the fact that I learned a little magic and my tools I went out and teleported. Drake, you're almost a mate, and you're great like in mating season. Issei, Cabal, listen, what is that magic circle? It is seen that a crimson-red circle is approaching, from which two leaders emerge, Sir Shay and Azazel. Sir Shay, hello Issei, wait, and that body, this one having a face of astonishment. Issei, it's that I had the memories of my past before I was killed by Reincarnation. Sir Shay and Azazel, I see. Sir Shay, and the girls. Issei, up here. Sir Shay, call them. Issei, it's good. Issei calls the girls, they all run out of the room to tell Issei something when they look at the leaders. Rias, Onisama, what are you doing here? Sir Shay, I came to warn you that a 3-day war is in store for us in the north of our territory along with that of Citri. Rias, I see. Sir Shay, so prepare yourselves and Red Emperor Dragon trust you. Issei, I will not disappoint you, he says this with determination. Chapter 4 The Revenants fight the story of the first curse. Well, here it begins after the warning of Sir Shay. 3 days passed, and you can see in a desolate grey field as if it were a segment of tree about half a kilometer away you can see the Gremry team together with Sona Citri along with their entourage, as well as the leaders already mentioned who are the 4 kings of the underworld. Are Zeus and Poseidon, Odin, Azazel, and Michael. They are all with armies of 5,000 each and others to protect the territory of Sir Shay and Citri. Issei, it's time, my moment has come, taking out the balance breaker without the mask just like Ascalon in the right hand. On the other side of the battle, 100,000 warrior mages and other renegade members look on. A leader who was one of the revived demon kings who was the former Lucifer. The ancient Lucifer they call Richard. Richard, well, if you give me back my position and bow down at my feet, we won't shed innocent blood. Sir Shay, we will never fight for our people as traitors. Issei, if I would rather die in war than be a coward and a slave in life. Suddenly it is seen that half of the army attacks the legions from a distance, protecting themselves only with simple shields by an energy reducer in the field where they are. Issei thinks and says, Issei, get behind the shield I'll create, I'll finish this quickly. Sir Shay, be sure you will die trying. Issei, sure. From it comes a large magic shield with the Gremry clan logo that was like a barrier. A few shots are fired from the armor to give time. Issei, Drake separate from me, leave the armor. Drake, sure mate. Issei, yes. Issei comes out of the armor, and as if by magic is on the ground. Issei, you will pay for revealing yourself and having outraged Gremry territory. I showed you what I am capable of doing. After that he begins to resist what the demons found impossible to curse. Issei, come to me, one of the writings of the world, give me the strength to subtract the power that I have found. Then he begins to recite the spell. Darkness of ice, spirit of snow, give me your strength, freeze them in a silence deeper than death. You can see white flashes and white clouds as if it were snowing. Leaders, impossible, this boy was able to do what no one has been able to find or resist, the forbidden curse of ice. Even the opulent appearance of this cruel world, the inescapable works of the past life declared by God. Take away all life with the flow of the waters from above to below. Show me a static world, as if time itself had frozen. Show me the greatest beauty, eternal, indestructible, unattainable. I reject understanding, I only seek perfection. How horrible! Life gathers, undulating, pestilent, show me the horrors of its procreation. I don't approve of it, I don't understand it. I long for a scene of white purity. I long for a beautiful dead world. I long for all of horrendous creation to be hidden and known. I long for everything to stop. Cositis. You can see how a white dragon with red eyes comes out of the sky and hits the ground. Everything in front of it freezes, leaving Richard's army soldiers, leaving only 10,000 soldiers out of the 100,000 that were frozen as if they were frozen. Sorry for me and my ideas. Richard, that's all you have, you damn brat. Issei, no, now you're going to experience what hell is like firsthand. Suddenly our brown-haired man changes his eyes from honey-colored to blood red, his hair from brown to red with a murderous aura, and pronounces these words. Issei, I, the one who has awakened the blood of the innocent, asking for mercy and for justice to be done. I will be the executioner of sinners. I will proclaim myself the scourge of God's wrath. If you hadn't messed with me, God wouldn't have given you a punishment like me. I do not have to have mercy. I do not have to have consideration. I am the justice of the world. In me you raise the mighty power that has been proclaimed as the killer instinct. Give me strength and consume my body with this unheard of power. No weapon will harm my body in this guise, nor will death dare to touch me. Come to my killer instinct, and I will bring justice to the world that lies in injustice. I am the possessor of the one who thirsts for revenge. Suddenly, our brown-haired girl is looked at as if he were a vigilante with a thirst for blood, a cold-blooded killer, one might say. Richard, don't just stand there, attack the brat. Issei, they won't be able to touch me and they'll pay for having violated Gremry territory. And our chestnut comes out at speed with a Mongolian-style sword and one of those media ball styles. Suddenly we see that 10,000 soldiers attack the chestnut tree, but since he is the protagonist, he annihilates each warrior with his sword, which he uses like a butter knife, cutting the warriors until he reaches Richard. Issei, you'll pay, damn it. Richard, we'll see about that. The two begin to fight, with the demon having the advantage, but the brown-haired man has a secret weapon. From his hand you can see a blue-white ray coming out, turning into a tense atmosphere. Richard, where did you get that power? Issei, secrets of a power you will not have the honor of knowing. And snot that with the hand of lightning hits the stomach of the former demon king, leaving him with my life to take it to the leaders of the factions. You see Issei dragging Richard's body still alive, who looks at the massacre that the young man caused, first looks at the pool of blood of the 10,000 soldiers who fought with and were not affected by the ice. Then you can see a frozen ground caused by the young man who plowed with almost his entire army. Already reaching the end, you see how all the soldiers of the factions bow in a sign of respect for having defeated the entire army and the former king. Issei, gentlemen leaders, here I deliver the former demon king at your feet. It is seen that he throws the murimundo body of the former Lucifer at the feet of Sir Shay. Sir Shay, sentence Richard Mao Lucifer for having entered my territory, having wanted to hurt my people, having provoked a war. He ordered that he be sent to the dimensional gap to remain there for eternity. They take the king chained with special chains that Hephaesto. If you don't know who he is the god of Olympus, better known as the god of the forge, forged with special steel, and in the breach they left him rolling with the stomach wound caused by Issei cursing him for it. Back in the underworld. Odin, I will take Issei so that he may be the commander of my forces. Zeus, no, he will not be ours. Poseidon, yes. Azazel, no, he's ours. Sir Shay, it's not ours, it belongs to us because it's a demon. Miguel, gentlemen, don't fight. What if we tell Issei? All yes. Chapter 5 Dispute in the Underworld. Well, the dispute continues between the leaders to know who would take the chestnut to be the general commander of their troops. The girls, excuse me, but what did Issei pull out just now? This is saying to the leaders. Circe, well, what Issei released is power that they say created the elements we know today apart from other materials. Akeno, and what are they? Circe, well, they are the following: water, earth, air, fire, crystal, darkness, ice, sand, metal. Circe, these are, and Issei has the ice one. Girls, leaders, that's why we want you in our troops. Miguel, don't worry, let's ask Issei when he returns from fixing the damage. All hi. Issei is seen fixing structures or other things when suddenly. Issei, did you feel that, Drake? Feeling a chill all over his back. Drake, yes, it seems like they've been talking about you for your performance in the fight, and by the way, where did you get that curse from? Saying this in a doubtful tone. Issei, it was on an exploration a few years ago like others. Drake, seriously, in a surprised tone. And how many languages do you know, and how many scrolls did you find? Issei, well, the languages and all the tongues and the scrolls that are like what you said a while ago. Drake curses. Issei, yes, well, 12 to be exact. Drake, everyone. Saying this in a tone of astonishment, wow, buddy, you never cease to amaze me, my friend. Issei, thanks for the compliment, Drake. Well, it's time to return to the leaders, don't you think? Drake, yes. Our chestnut is seen teleporting in a circle with an image of a red dragon. Circe Mansion. You see how a red magic circle appears, and from it appears the brown-haired man with some cuts on his face that are not serious. They are light like cat scratches. Issei, hello gentlemen, sorry for the delay. I had a lot of things to do, so you need me. Miguel, we wanted to know, well, Issei, since you just recited a forbidden curse, the leaders wanted to ask you which faction you would join to be its general commander. Issei, showing an irreverent pose. Issei, my lords, my loyalty will always be with you. I would not betray you for anything in this world, and thank you for having offered this honor, but if I must choose, I cannot because of the respect I have for you, and if I could give my opinion. What if I become the general of all the factions being named by the people, or being placed as the highest authority of your troops, my lords? The leaders gather in the room while Issei waits. It seems that a door will open. Issei, what the? He didn't finish the sentence. Girls, I see what happened there. Issei, it was one of the hidden powers that I have and others that I will not tell you about. Rias, why? Issei, for my safety. All pouting, meanwhile in the living room. Circe, you're right. Why don't we name him, as he says, commander of the factions? Well, you're right. This way there will be peace, and we will be safe from any danger with him on our side. It's better to have him on our side than against us. Zeus, you're right. Poseidon, yes. Miguel, then we agree to name him our general. The leaders, it's okay. The leaders call Issei along with his harem plus the entourage of Citri. Gasper and Kiba were in the room. Circe, well, Issei, we accept your proposal to be commander of all factions. Issei, thank you, gentlemen. Girls, Wayat. Rias, like general of the factions. But she is not even a high or supreme class demon. Circe, there will be 2 tests, one of intelligence and one of strategic strength. Miguel, I think he already passed the second one with the demonstration of his strength. Yes. Miguel, I think we'll also name him a pillar of the factions. You agree, gentlemen? All yes. Circe, well, the second test will be about 3 weeks away on the cultures of hell. Michael, just like from the underworld, we will also revive you as an angel. Azazel, I also think that on my part we can turn him into a fallen angel. Poseidon, well, since you're also going to lead part of our army, you can also transform them so they can breathe and see underwater. Circe, well, there is a problem how they tried to convert him because he cannot change from demon to angel, or fallen angel? Issei, well, I have a solution to the problem. Zeus, well, what's the solution? Issei, well, it won't work, and I also discovered how to change from one aspect to another. To make myself understood, it is to turn from a demon to an angel, or another faction into which I want to become. Issei, well, it's a blood sacrifice. Ajuka, what? Issei, it's not true, it's a joke. Ajuka, Issei. Issei, calm down. Well, in this case it's about giving me the evil pieces and the others so I can have my entourage in case. Serche, well, it's fine for you to be the one who directs operations on threats. That's fine with me. The other leaders, well, that's fine. Serche, well, in a month we will have a celebration to celebrate your appointment after we look at your knowledge of the underworld to name you a high-class demon. Issei, thank you very much for the appointment. I have some matters to attend to. And he says goodbye to everyone and teleports in a magic circle. The girls were going to leave with him, but before they realized it, the brown-haired boy had already left. Rias, I'm happy for my Issei that he named him a high-class devil so he could get married without the demon council interfering. Akeno, Era Rias, don't stay to yourself, we are here too. Asia, yes, Riasanessima Issei is for everyone. Kaneko, yes. Meanwhile, the chestnut tree was like in a forest with a purple sheen in the sky. Issei, what problems have I gotten myself into? I feel like Spider-Man. Drake, why mate? Issei, with great power comes great responsibility. Drake, don't buck with me. Issei, shut up already. Drake, seriously, mate, where did you get so much power, and you weren't recognized in the world as a god? Issei, well, now remembering, hide those powers because you said that if I used them I had to give a sacrifice, give a lifetime to use the unlimited power, use the power as I please, but yes. I had to be possessed by the spirit, and that it resided in my body for the time that I had the power, and when I gave up my body and my life the spirit would go along with the scroll back to its place of origin where it was. Drake, wow mate, how interesting that not even I had found out about the contents of the scrolls. None of my bearers even found a single one, and in all these years I was intrigued about what those scrolls did or said. It was said that they could kill the 2 celestial dragons. Issei, yes, I had heard about that, since the spirit said that he could take the powers of the celestial dragons and dominate humanity and other kingdoms. Drake, I hope you are my carrier or else I would be in danger. Issei, exactly my dear Watson. Drake, Joker? Issei, of course. Chapter 6, A Secret from the Past, Part 1. Issei, well Drake, I know that right now many memories from my past are coming to the surface in my mind, and I can't understand some things that have happened to me. Drake, don't worry, by the way, why are we here? Issei, well, here was a place I curse and another part a beginning. Drake, why? Issei, here was a disappointment before the Reincarnation thing happened. Drake, what happened? Issei, she was a love disappointment, she was a childhood friend after Irina, it all started like that. Flashback. We see Issei sitting on a bench with a box of chocolates waiting for someone to arrive. Hello Issei, have you been waiting a long time? Issei, no mine, I just arrived. Mia took the girl with whom Issei was, who would forge the Issei that he is now. This is how mine looks. Mia, I hope it didn't bother you. Issei, not at all, have these chocolates. Mia, thanks, you won't be so worried. Issei, it's nothing. This is what this pair of lovebirds looks like walking through the park. Issei, what a good afternoon, you know mine, I have been very happy by your side, even if it was just these 2 months that we spent together, don't you think so? Mia, yes, they have been very happy, but in their minds there is this idiot again, he doesn't know that these 2 months have been very horrible for me. And I don't mind going out with him, that's what Esteban is for. Issei, yes, and I ask if you would like to be my girlfriend. Mia, this is the straw that broke the camel's back, look Issei, I don't want to be with a boy like you who is weak, not strong or intelligent, and it seems like you're not even an athlete, so let's just leave it here. Issei, but what about these 2 months? Mia, these 2 months were horrible for me because I prefer to be with that boy of your grade Esteban. Issei, you prefer him to me. Mia, yes, he does seem to fight, he's a bad boy, like you are a very innocent child, so please don't look for me anymore. Issei, but I love you with all my heart. Mia, what do I care about your heart? Those words destroyed the chestnut tree. He saw how that girl left, and he was lying on that hill where there was a beautiful chapel, but now it was a desolate place. There, the chestnut tree gathered strength, and with a glass he cut the palm of his hand. He cut a piece of tree, and there his hand stained with blood passed. Issei, here I signed my sentence to be the best no matter how impossible it looks, as well as being strong and becoming the best and overcoming my defeats, and I came out victorious in everything I do, and I hope a girl accepts me just as I am. And he withdraws with a determined look, saying these words to himself. Issei, I will never give up, those who betray me will pay. End of flashback. Issei, and that's how it happened, Drake. Drake, what a heartbreaking story, mate. I understand your pain. Issei, thanks, Drake. He gets up from the ground and looks at that tree where that mark remains along with his blood impregnated like the glass where he cut himself. Issei, look, Drake, the mark on the tree and that reddish stain seems familiar to you. Drake, so you made the promise of your betrayal. Issei, yes, and that mark is preserved as well as the promise. Drake, yes, buddy, but changing the subject, what did you do after she told you that? Issei, well, you see, after that I went down the mountain determined to improve myself in all aspects, you know, both mental and physical, to reproach her that I was better and that stupid Esteban wouldn't come close to me. Drake, well, that's how it all started, how you got this power that you have. Issei, yes, you're right, that's how my journey of traveling, training, and pushing myself began, but there was also no shortage of fights and attacks on my family. Drake, you're right, and tell how you got to know about the supernaturals and when in the fight over the ancient Mao Lucifer, crimson rays came out like the Gremry. Issei, well, it's a secret that I kept until I lost my memory with Reincarnation. Drake, promise me that you won't tell anyone. Drake, yes, I swear, partner. Issei, okay, well, that was about 11 years ago or so it all started. Flashback. It was a dark night of total snow. Alone there in the middle of white forests, and at night finishing reconnaissance work on mafias in Scandinavia. As I was small, I came out as a poor child who infiltrated foreign bases that harmed my country. That mission I received from a government program to carry out espionage on organizations that threatened the country, but for that they needed young people who were willing to work for their country, and from those missions completed we received extremely high pay. So as you were in a difficult monetary situation, my father went out to get a job, but he didn't know, so I heard about the job and left. So they sent me to Scandinavia to infiltrate a base of said corrupt organization. Finishing that mission, I had to leave through the forest because there were already watchtowers along the main road, so I had to choose that option until I reached the nearest town. Issei, well, I'm already close to the nearest town. In about 3 hours I'll be there and I'll ask for a rescue mission. Suddenly, a man of 1.85 meters tall with a sack can be seen in the distance. Issei, shit, I've already been found, I have to hide. But before he did anything, the man said, Type, I already saw you, kid, you're dead. From that comes out 2 black feathered wings. Issei, what the hell is this? What are you damn thing? Guy, you don't know who I am. Before he could say anything, the chestnut threw a couple of knives directly at the wings and one at the legs of that guy while he hid among the snow and trees until here you were. Suddenly a redhead in a winter suit was seen in front of that type of black wings in that cold winter. Rias, here you were, fallen angel. Guy, yeah, and you interrupted a guy's death. Rias looks at that guy with short wings and feet covered in blood from the knife wounds. Rias, so that boy hurt you. Type, if the evil acid hurt me and I escaped. Rias, ha, but how weak you are in front of a human. Rias taking out her demon wings, meanwhile Issei behind the scene camouflaged in the snow. Issei, what the hell is this? Now this girl with wings appears. This doesn't seem normal anymore. Meanwhile the guy throws a light spear at Rias. Type, why are you running away, demon? Rias, yes, for what reason? Meanwhile Issei was thinking about what to do. Issei, what do I do? Do I run away or kill that guy who is attacking the girl? Meanwhile, the guy already had Rias tired and ready to give him the final blow, but from a point in the darkness of the night, 3 knives came out at the guy, 2 in the heel and 1 in the throat with good precision. While the guy was bleeding out, Rias finished him off with a ball of destruction. Rias, this is your punishment for entering Gremry territory. The guy was destroyed. Meanwhile, Issei had gone in another direction to get to the meeting point for the rescue mission, but without first wondering what was going on there and taking from the snow a red hair that belonged to Rias, and that he kept to know who she was. And a flashback. Issei, and that's how I discovered that there were supernatural beings. Drake, and that power. Issei, that was after 1 month of what happened. I went out to kill some terrorists when one took out a somewhat deteriorated scroll and was saying words when I shot him in the head. I picked up the scroll and read what it said. I, the one who has awakened the blood of the innocent, asking for mercy and for justice to be done. I will be the executioner of sinners. I will proclaim myself the scourge of God's wrath. If you hadn't messed with me, God wouldn't have given you a punishment like me. I do not have to have mercy. I do not have to have consideration. I am the justice of the world. In me you raise the mighty power that has been proclaimed as the killer instinct. Give me strength and consume my body with this unheard of power. No weapon will harm my body in this guise, nor will death dare to touch me. Come to my killer instinct, and I will bring justice to the world that lies in injustice. I am the possessor of the one who thirsts for revenge. After I said that, the night of that full moon night became a blood moon. Lightning came out of that night, and a lightning bolt pierced me from head to toe, passing through my entire body. Only in red. After that my companions picked me up all burned. After a week, I left with minor burns but with my eye reddish and black. I was beginning to wonder what was happening with that eye, until I saw the parchment. That in that parchment there was a head with one normal eye and the other with this eye. He explained to me why I had that eye of that color, so without thinking about it I put an eye patch on my eye to hide it. After I met some enemies, I uncovered my eye and could see every movement in slow motion. It also allowed me to move very quickly and double my strength and agility. I felt like I was thirsty for blood because of what they had. I was scared at first, but then I got used to it and was determined to end the evil in the country. End of flashback. Drake, seriously. And you still have that power? Well, I mean the eye. Issei, sure, look. He shows her his eye. Drake, how cool is it that when you are more stable we can do the dragonification? Issei, yes, Drake, maybe in the not too distant future. Chapter 7, A Secret from the Past Part 2. I, Drake, and we returned home since I'm a little clear-headed. Drake, yeah, you might have to explain to your girls about the powers in your eye. Issei, you're right. We see that he was on his way to his mansion with a magic circle when he realizes that something is not right. Issei, do you feel that? Drake, yes. Issei, I'd better check. Drake, you're right. He took a look and there was nothing, but the brown-haired man knew something was wrong, so he was alert and headed to his mansion. Hiro Mansion. You can see the girls sitting there thinking about where they could go. Rias, where is Issei? I'm worried. Akeno, yes, I was surprised when he said he had to clear his mind. Rosswise, you are right that it is about recovering years of memory erased by a deadly betrayal. Irina, you're right, but where would Darling be? Zenobia, yes, where will it be? All thinking when the chestnut appears in particles. Issei, hello? They all threw him to the ground. Rias, you had us worried. Akeno, we were worried, Anata. Issei, sorry for not letting you know, but I had to resolve some doubts and problems from my past. Rias, okay, but don't scare us like that again. Issei, okay. Irina, well, why don't you tell us what happened, darling? Issei, what about? Zenobia, that you froze the battlefield. Issei, that? Rias, yes, because I'm interested in what happened to my lovely pawn. Issei, okay, but could you get off me first, otherwise I might die. All okay. Ross-wise, being Issei aware, what happened is that he activated a forbidden curse. Issei, yes, my lovely Ross, that's what he does in war. Irina, Issei, and what is that? Issei, well, you see, it is. Suddenly some magic circles appear. Some were from the Citri clan, which was Seraphal Leviathan, and the other was from the angels, who in them came the most beautiful angel Gabriel, Penyu, Yasaka. They have been in love for a more specific time since when they rescued Yasaka. Seraphal Issei. Gabriel Issei. Penyu Issei. Yasaka Issei. Issei, not again, and they throw him away. Seraphal Issei, don't scare me like that again. Issei, okay. Gabriel, I couldn't stop worrying since the meeting with the leaders. Issei, I understand, but please don't throw me like that. It's okay. Yasaka, and what were you going to tell Issei? Issei, yes, and Irina wanted to know what a forbidden curse was. Seraphal, that's what I was going to ask you, little dragon. Issei, well, since they're all here. I wanted to talk to you about that since you asked. Issei, well, it was a long time ago after a somewhat unpleasant event for me. It was on a January afternoon in Poland. It was on an expedition that was in some jobs I had. I had to take a military base that contained records to deactivate codes for launching Russian nuclear missiles, so I infiltrated and stole the chip that contained them. But something went wrong. One of my squad revealed himself, killed the others, and alerted that we were there. So I thought about making a decision. I strangled him to death. I left the base to hide in the mountains. I spent that night there. The next day I passed towards a hill near the border with Ukraine. There was an escape route for my subtraction from there. In the morning of the next day I had gotten lost in a snowstorm. I had experience in this time, but this was on another level. Flashback Issei. Issei, what a storm! The more difficult it is, I think I will continue walking to find a place to take shelter. After that I found a cave. After that I ventured a little, and suddenly I found a small block on the ground that had an arrow pointing at it. I pressed it, and it threw me into a secret chamber in the cave. I went in and found a somewhat strange door. There was an inscription on a paper of some skeletons on the surface that were in letters of the Old Norse language. Thanks to the fact that I learned a little about reading ancient hieroglyphics, I knew what it said. I read the phrase that said, "You have to get lost to find a lost place to find the secret of the immemorial mystery that froze the place." Suddenly the great door opened. A frozen forest of pure ice. I walked through the place until I saw a castle inside that forest, inside the mountain. I looked for that place and went deep into the frozen castle, in a vault of pure ice. Written in the ice was a small code to read. It said, "Spirit of the snow, freeze them in a silence deeper than death. Show me the beauty of a frozen world." It opened and there was the frozen parchment, intact. I took it without cheating and recovered it. Darkness of ice, spirit of snow, give me your strength, freeze them in a silence deeper than death. Even the opulent appearance of this cruel world, the inescapable works of the past life declared by God. Take away all life with the flow of the waters from above to below. Show me a static world, as if time itself had frozen. Show me the greatest beauty, eternal, indestructible, unattainable. I reject understanding, I only seek perfection. How horrible! Life gathers, undulating, pestilent, show me the horrors of its procreation. I don't approve of it, I don't understand it. I long for a scene of white purity. I long for a beautiful dead world. I long for all of horrendous creation to be hidden and known. I long for everything to stop. Cositus. I saw that from the scroll came out an ice spirit, a dragon, and was in front of me. Here is the dragon. And he told me, "Ice Dragon, you are the one who woke me up." Issei, yes. Ice Dragon, and tell me, boy, do you accept this power with the consequences of losing part of your life? Issei, yes. Ice Dragon, ice is fine, boy. What is your name? Before I pass you my power, I have to know the name of my possessor. Issei, my name is Issei Hyudo, and what is your name, Mr. Dragon, if it is not too daring? Dark, my name is Dark, the Lord and Master of Ice. Well, now if you accept this power, Issei has to give 20 years of human life in exchange. Issei, it's okay, Mr. Dark. Dark, Issei, why didn't you hesitate when you received this power and were given years of life? Issei, it's because of a promise I made to not get hurt and for them to see the power I have and regret having left me. Dark, that's the reason. Well, I think they won't make fun of you anymore and I'll help you become stronger to withstand all this power. Issei, okay, what do we do, Mr. Dark? Dark, just call me Dark. Issei, it's okay, Dark. Dark, with the ice blade that I give you, stab yourself in a non-vital place so that the spell can work and I can enter through that opening. Issei, okay, what's the knife? Dark, this. Issei, it's okay, grabs the knife and makes a diagonal cut somewhat deep, the wound between one of his ribs, trying not to touch any important artery or vein. He's fine there, the poor thing is bleeding out. Dark, okay there, hold on boy, he turned into spirit. The dragon enters the boy's opening. Dark, ready boy. But before I could say that, the castle began to crumble, and the walls fell down. As I got out of there before being buried under ice. I almost didn't get out, but Dark helped me destroy the cave wall, if I wasn't dead. Dark, boy is fine. Issei, yes, only with the opening still open. Dark, oh sorry boy, I forgot to close it. At that moment the opening crystallized and only a scarred wound was revealed. Issei, thanks Dark. Dark, Issei, it's very early, but you have a question about why you came. Issei, I live in Khaos, Japan, and I came here for work. Dark, oh okay kid, did you know one thing? You're the first one since the beginning of time who managed to find me and get out alive. Issei, seriously, what a joy. Dark, and if we get out of here I want to visit the new world that lies now. Issei, okay. After that I left the cave to the border with Ukraine until I reached the meeting point without first seeing that mountain, which was not just a cold desert, it seemed like an illusion, but when I arrived Dark spoke to me like that until I returned until my next mission. End of flashback. Issei, and that's how my adventure began and how I achieved what I am. Rias, and Issei and Dark are with you. Issei, I don't know since I talked to him before Reincarnation. After that I've only been talking to Drake. In Issei's mind. Dark, oh what happened to me, boy, is it you? Drake, what the buck was that? Dark, and who the hell are you? Drake, the Red Imperator of Domination. Dark, and I am the Master and Lord of the Ice, the Spirit Dragon of Ice. Issei, you finally wake up, Dark. Dark, boy, how long since we last saw each other? Issei, yes, partner. Dark, I'll warn you about that damn fallen angel. Issei, you don't have to remember it. Dark, who is this intruder in your body? Issei, the other parasite that attached itself to me and I don't know how to bear it. Drake, hey, who did you call a parasite? Issei, you useless reptile. Drake, you're going to see a cheap human. Dark, another animal to share this body with. Drake, who did you call an animal? Dark, to you shitty reptile. Drake, I remind you my dear friend that you are a reptile too, so you are also a useless animal. Issei, they seem like a serious couple. Dark, well, what time are we in? Issei, we are 6 months after that. Dark, so much so that I missed quite a few summer meals. Issei, and there are other surprises too. Dark, what surprises are they? Drake, well, my dear fellow sufferer, let me explain. This imbecile didn't have a girlfriend when I met him. Now he has a bucking harem of powerful beings, including angels and demon kings. Dark, that was possible. Drake, that's right, my dear companion. Dark, Issei, tell me it's not true, tell me it's not true. Issei, that's true. Dark, you promised that you would focus only on us, your companions. Drake, I told him the same thing and he didn't listen to me, and it also stained my reputation. Dark, why? Issei, I can explain it. You see, in the underworld I have a television program and they called it the Issei Dragon for certain reasons. You could hear what if something was brewing inside. Drake, are you okay? Drake, yeah buddy, all chill around here, trying not to cry, poor guy. Dark, Seriously, ha ha ha, one of the two celestial dragons that could kill a god called the fearsome Issei dragon. Ha 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 ha, laughing like a retarded seal, what a good name for posterity. Drake, stop mocking me, you'll soon pay for it. Dark, okay, Issei dragon. Rias, Issei. Drake, mate, I think they're calling you. Issei, yes, Dark, I want you to meet my harem. Outside of him, Issei's unconscious. Rias, Issei, are you okay? Answer. Irina, darling, are you okay? Please answer. Issei, and I'm back from getting lost. Seraphal, from when you counted to where you lost communication with Dark. Issei, so right now there is a conflict inside me. Girls, bye. Issei, I already found Dark. Dark from a hologram. Dark, hello my partner's fiancés. Chapter 8, Seeing Another Power. Dark, hello my partner's fiancés. All, hello? Dark, so you're the ones who are in love with my partner. All, hi. Dark, where are my manners? My name is Dark, the Lord and Master of Ice, and what are your names? They all begin to say their names and whether they were demons or belonged to the supernatural world. Dark, well, it's a pleasure to know my partner's fiancés. Dark, well, as I was saying, it is. Damn, my brain hurts. Dark, yes, I remembered what that complainer comes from. Who did you tell, complainer? Dark, you have good powers and yet you still complain. It isn't true. Dark, yes. No. Dark, Poseidra, come on, accept it. Poseidra, I won't accept it. Issei, oh yes, I remember that these two don't get along. Rias, a question. Issei, who Dark talks to? Issei, yes, he is Poseidra, one of the spirits that control the seas. Rias, really? Issei, it's true, and his power is known as the Curse of the Seas. Seraphal, wow. Poseidra, what happened here? Why does everything look different, and why are those girls here? Drake, you see. Poseidra, and who are you? Drake, I am one of the celestial dragons, called the Great Red Emperor. Dark, or the Issei dragon Gigi. Drake, son of a hitch. Poseidra, the Issei dragon, haha, what a good name, if the fearsome red dragon is recognized as the Issei dragon. Poseidra, well, explain to me, how is it that we have been unconscious all this time and I will reign? Drake, well, you see, this one was murdered for being in love and he was a queen. Poseidra, I told you not to mess with that one, but there goes the mule, saying I can make her fall in love. Dark, I told him the same. Issei, and the sermon again. Drake, well, after that, my partner's first fiancé reincarnated us as a demon. Drake tells how everything happened from the chestnut's death at the hands of Reincarnation until his confession of Rias. Poseidra, yes, of course I understand you, my fellow sufferer, but this time he was not mistaken about where he placed his heart. Issei, you're right, while hugging his loved ones who were sitting next to him as if on his lap, it's not like that. Rias, you're right, giving him a kiss on the cheek. Akeno, era, couple of boyfriends, besides I am also his fiancé, so, taking his face and giving him a kiss on his lips. They all had an aura of death due to jealousy. The spirits were scared of the power of death of those females to their partner, and Drake only with a drop of sweat since he knew how they got. Rias, well, darling, how did you meet Poseidra? Issei, well, you see. Flashback. It was one morning when Issei was 10 years old and was sent to destroy a terrorist base at sea. The mission didn't go very well. He was able to destroy the terrorist base, but the worst part was that before leaving he was seen by 2 guards and they were chasing him. By boat it was the chase across the ocean. Everything was quite difficult for Chestnut. Dark could not use it because if not it would cause a heavy snowfall. He had to hide. In the distance he saw a kind of abandoned island. Issei wondered why there was an island in the middle of the sea, but he couldn't argue, that was his salvation. Arriving at the island, he tied his boat to a nearby tree, ran as if his life depended on it, and came across a skull-shaped cave. It was the only hiding place he had found. The guards had already descended to the mainland. The hidden chestnut spent the time with the guards. The time passed Issei. The more he waited for the cave, he felt a somewhat strong wind that was inside the cave. The cave felt hostile. Chestnut gathered his courage and went into the cave. In the cave he saw a light shining. The further he advanced, the more that light shone. Gold could be seen on the ground. The further he advanced, the more gold could be seen. Upon reaching the bottom, he saw many mountains of gold and precious stones, beautiful swords of pure steel. It was quite a few precious objects. But for some reason those objects could bring problems, so he decided not to approach. Thoughts passed through his mind, until a voice pulled him out of his thoughts. I thought you would fall into the trap set before your eyes. But I see that the riches at your feet do not interest you. At least you are not like those who came for wealth and power. Issei, who are you? Poseidra, yes, a simple human asks my name. Well, if you've made it this far, you deserve to know. My name is Poseidra, one of the curses of the water, called the Curse of the Seas, dragon that devastated the lost city of Atlantis. Issei, seriously, I mean it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Poseidra, bowing. Poseidra, I see that you show yourself with respect. That pleases me, and I see in you a heart of pure and uncorrupted soul. Poseidra, your fights are for a noble cause, or am I wrong, young man? Issei, not at all, Mr. Possessed Dragon, you are right. My reasons why I fight is for my family. Poseidra, I admire your bravery. I know you would be willing to die for your family if they were in danger. Well, decide something. If you demonstrate your bravery and your resistance, you will be worthy of carrying my power. We have a deal, child. Issei, yes. Poseidra, well, if you're going to die like so many others, I need to know your name. Issei, my name is Issei Hujo. Poseidra, okay, Issei Hujo, hold that sword there, and if the sword accepts you and you resist its power, I will grant you my power, and you will be my partner, and well, we have a deal. Issei, yes. Issei headed towards the sword called the Sea Cutter. Issei was worried because he wasn't like Dark, who asked to be counted, and he knew he had to win in order to see his parents and keep his promise. Issei raised his sword, having raised his sword, and felt sharp pain throughout his right arm. He had to endure unbearable pain. The promise was what kept him standing. The sword knew this, and so increased the power that was pain for the chestnut. The promise of how that woman had deceived him was so intense that he resisted. The brown-haired man's arm expelled blue rays and an intense light. The sword went to its new owner. The chestnut lowered the hand where he had the sword. His entire arm was injured, but it gave off a blue energy that meant that the chestnut had the right to claim Poseidra as his wielder. Poseidra, wow, finally the carrier I needed. Congratulations, Issei, new carrier of the water dragon. From an old scroll came an aquatic dragon. Poseidra, well, Issei, for my power I need something in return. Issei, yes, it will be. Poseidra, give me 25 years of your life for my power, and you will be master of the 7 seas. Issei, okay. Poseidra sucks Issei's 25 years. In the last year, Poseidra enters Issei's body like a spirit. Issei, what is this? Poseidra, it is my power and the power of the sword. Issei, that's it. No sooner had he said that than the cave began to collapse. Chestnut ran out of the cave, but the guards were waiting for him, worried about his fate, but Poseidra told him to use the sword. The chestnut stated the orders. The chestnut gave a cut, and the water of the sea cut the bodies of the guards. The edge of the water was very strong that it was able to cut any metal in front of it. That is how the chestnut with the power of Poseidra left the island that mysteriously disappeared. End of flashback. Issei, and that's how I found Poseidra. Seraphal, wow, my little dragon is quite brave. That's why I feel safe with him, and that's why I love him, or not, little dragon. Issei, right, my will-be-chan. Issei gives a kiss on the magical girl's lips. Poseidra, I finally see that this guy is starting to get into relationships. Rias, relationships. Dark snitch. Poseidra, oops, I forgot. Rias, Issei. Issei, that my beautiful laughter. Rias, like relationships. Issei, hey, that's because I had a lot of adventures and that's why I haven't been able to settle down until now. Rias, you better. Issei, thought I almost screwed up. Poseidra, damn, you're going to be stuck without going out for a few days, damn snitch. Chapter 9: The Fight with a Secret from the Past. Night had fallen on the city was in the city. In the room there was a chestnut tree sleeping with girls around him. But something inside his subconscious called him. Mind of Issei. Dark, partner. Issei send? Dark, partner wakes up. Issei send? Dark, partner. Issei, whatever the buck you want. Dark, I just came to let you know something. Issei, and that's why you woke me up. Dark, yes, partner, I felt it not far from here, you know who it is. Issei, who? Dark, don't play dumb, you know who. Issei, you're talking about him, and not about the other lazybones. We'll come and bury him. Dark, yes, I remember, but he's still alive. Issei, I don't believe you. Dark, yes, and it seems he's looking for revenge for you know what. Issei, I made his life miserable, but I don't know what you're talking about. Dark, you didn't turn his beloved against him then. Issei, and it was my fault that the other one was ugly. Dark, yes, it was ugly. Issei, ugly was an understatement, it was horrible, poor thing, I felt sorry for her, besides you are aware that he was cheating on her. Dark, yes, and we saved her from that horrible fate with him, but that's not the point is that he's already located you and probably wants revenge. Issei, yes, but I already beat him once, I'll beat him again since I have the sleepy lizard on my side. Drake, what happened here, why are you talking so late? Issei, you saw what I told you, sleepyhead like no other. Dark, better be prepared to see if I find the others. Issei, whatever you say, I'm leaving, bye. And he disconnected from the world, surrendering himself into the arms of Morphus. In another part of Qua. You're going to pay me Hugo. He was a 17-year-old boy with blue hair and red eyes, named Ermer. Ermer, I'll get revenge on you, Issei Hugo, wait and see. The next morning. It was already dawn in the city of Qua, but the air felt tense, the thirst for blood was springing from the place. They came looking for someone and they knew who was hiding in that city. But that wasn't enough to scare a chestnut-haired man who was waking up with his girls by his side. Issei, good morning, girls. And nobody stood up. Issei, good morning, beautiful. And no one answered. Issei in mind. Issei, Drake, you know what to do. Drake, okay. The dragon had taken the hint. Dark, what a thing. Drake, you wait and see. Drake, come on, buddy, I'll wait for you at the cafeteria. And as if by magic they were all awake. Rias, it seems that attracted one is going to go with my Issei. All hysterical meanwhile inside the chestnut's mind. Drake, you saw what I told you, that's the only way they get up. Dark, how good you did it, Red. Drake, thank you. Poseidra, wow, why are you joking with the girl from the cafeteria? Drake, that's the thing, since she's a tall, blonde woman with a great body, she's seducing my partner, and that gets his women excited. Poseidra, well, I thought they were the ones who were already after you, boy. Issei, don't let anything slip or you'll suffer consequences for being a snitch. Poseidra, what? Issei, either you're left without a partner and you return to your cave. Drake, and he's not lying, those girls are capable of killing out of jealousy. Poseidra, seriously. Drake, yes. Poseidra, good. Outside of Issei's mental space. Issei, girls, what's up? Rias, nothing, just that we're already going to school. Akeno, era, yes, let's go, Anada. Issei, thought, yes, of course, they woke up because I was supposedly gone. If they knew what I did in my past there I would be in danger. He had remembered loves or possible love affairs from his past, and if they would ever meet, if he would worry about his life. Well, the girls and Chestnut had gone to the academy, and they were all very attached to the Chestnut, or rather possessively that boyfriend stealer got close to her Issei. Well, time had passed and it was time to leave. The girl with the chestnut tree was heading home. The chestnut tree's companions warned her of someone nearby. Drake, mate, I feel someone powerful nearby. Dark, it's him. Issei, yes. Issei was already preparing for combat, looking around to see if there was anyone warning his girls. Issei, girls, stay close to me. Rias, what's up? Issei, someone good for me. Finishing saying when. Hermer, look, we have here the most lethal spy in Japan. Ha, I don't believe that. Issei, that's what I say, Hermer, the massacrer, I don't think you're that one. Hermer, we'll see about that. I only looked for you because you ruined my life and my life with her. Issei, don't make me laugh. If you cheated on her with others, I just made her see the disgusting person you are. Hermer, and I don't think you're a saint, but everything you did was in Florence or Milan. Issei, yes, I accept my sins, and everything I did in the past, but I'm not that kind of person. Hermer, whether you are that person or not, I will take revenge. The blue-haired boy launched himself at the brown-haired boy. Issei stepped back a little, pulling a knife from his pocket. The brown-haired boy stopped the blue-haired boy's attack but noticed something different about him, something he didn't feel the last time they fought. Hermes, you already know of my power, now you will pay. As soon as he moved away, he took out a pair of raven wings and a spear of light. Issei, ja, so you're a fallen angel, wow, no surprises you. Hermes, and what does that have to do with it? I'll kill you anyway. Issei, oh Hermes, how misinformed you are about what I'm saying. Hermes, why? Issei, why am I a demon? Issei had shown his demon wings, only now they were 3 pairs of demon wings. Issei, and soon I will be the general of the armies of the entire natural world. Hermes, I don't believe you. Issei, believe it or not, I don't care, but I'll show you something you didn't see when you met me. Issei began to transform into his dragon armor. Hermes, how? Issei, that's none of your business, now if you'd stop bothering me. Issei launched himself at Hermes. He had thrown the spear of light, but it did not hit him since he deflected it with the gauntlet. But when the blue-haired boy was careless, Issei had grabbed him with his speed and thrown him to the ground, leaving a crater in the ground. While the spectators of that match only watched the confrontation in front of them, which was in favor of the chestnut, but it would not be so easy. Issei, come on Hermes, entertain me a little more. Hermes, I'll give it to you. The blue-haired man had taken out a purple spear. Issei, don't tell me that. Hermes, yes, with this I will kill you, and destroy everything you hold dear. Issei knew perfectly well that it was one of the 10 weapons that could kill the spirits of curses and that would enclose his soul in that purple infernal circle. And not only that, he could also kill any supernatural being with a few cuts due to his ability, double blade and poisoned edge, in addition to the invisible edge. Issei, if that's how you want to play, then let's play. He had taken out his eye. And Drake's armor had disappeared, leaving only him in his uniform. He also asked Dark to take out his weapon from the previous fight. The dragon proceeded to materialize it in the chestnut tree's hand. A sword with an edge on one side and a serrated part on the other side made of the toughest ice in the world with dark magic inside, having a dragon handle made of steel. Hermes, that won't help you. Issei, let's try. The 2 clashed swords where a small explosion was heard. Hermes, what did you do to him? Issei, let's just say increase your power. Hermes, that won't help you. And the sword duel began, blows that would make anyone shudder, and that invisible edge wouldn't be of any use since his sword had a mini shield that served to prevent it from piercing his body. And the speed he was facing was surprising, but at the same time immortal, with the swords that had a simple error, and it would be fatal, so he was for a while until Issei had slipped the blue-haired boy to stab him with the spear when in the brown-haired boy's free hand he had taken out another sword or dagger, stabbing it into the blue-haired man's abdomen. Hermes, but what? Issei, I told you, he wasn't the same one you knew, now he's dead. He had disarmed the blue-haired man and stabbed him with the dagger from the island where Poseidar's cave was, and that red gem sealed Hermes' soul. And he had fallen. He saw that apart from the Chaos Brigade, he was also looking for him. Issei, well, that's as far as you go. With an explosion, the blue-haired body disappeared. He then took the spear and claimed it as his own, leaving some blood as an offering. And leaving the place, knowing that the enemies of the past would come to cause him problems and also bother his girls, that would not allow him because being a dragon he would protect them until the end of his days. Another thing that also worried him was what Poseidon said about other girls coming to look for him. Chapter 10: An Omen and the Arrival of Someone. In Qua City it was a day as if nothing had happened, everything was calm and without problems. Until one amount can ruin everything you've been fighting for and finally achieved or not. That had to be found out, since just one small detail, one moment could ruin it. As the saying goes, the cattle are mixed together, or more specifically, ironing and washing. What did this phrase mean? Someone was already on the way. And that was exactly what was going to happen that could disrupt the tranquility of that city and its inhabitants. On a plane that had taken off from the European country of France. What was possibly one of the first tragedies to happen in that city in the Asian country was coming, the city of Qua. On that plane was what would possibly be one of the ones that would cause problems. I'll see you soon, my icon. Returning to Qua City. In a house he was lying in a room surrounded by several girls who were sleeping with him. There was Issei Hujo, the person whose peace would soon be on the rocks. Inside it, only the girls were asleep, their heads resting on the arms and body of the brown-haired man, sleeping peacefully. While Chestnut was nervous or worried about what was going to happen. Issei's mind space. There they were talking about what would possibly be one of the problems they would have later on. Dark, I look at you worried, mate, what's wrong with you? Issei, I'm just thinking about what happened before here. Poseidon, in that, what happened in France. Issei, yes, and not just in France, but in all the places I've been. Dark, yes, we know, but I believe what you did in France, and what you left there may or may not be more dangerous. Poseidon, I agree with that, although I also disagree, I feel that the one in Cairo. Dark, also, and speaking of this, don't let the others be woken up yet. Issei, yes, what happened? Dark, maybe they are not that active yet, or they are sleeping. Issei, maybe? Dark, wait, I have a feeling that a wintering person is coming to light. Oh my little head, it's what I'm going through and the park for. Dark, you see, I told you. Shut up, Black Lizard, can't you see my head hurts? Dark, oh no, the little boy has a headache. Stop making fun of it. Dark, if you complain about everything, I don't know how you are one of us. Because I can shut your mouth whenever I want. Dark, I want you to try it. Issei, you too. Drake, wait a minute, who is he? I carry another lizard and this one is red. Drake, who you called a lizard? Issei, it started again, stop now. Dark, and if you introduce it to the new one. Drake, like new, for your information I've been here since birth. Poseidon, even if it hurts, he's right. Issei, well, I introduce you to Drake and Belerion. Belerion, that's my name. Belerion was a dragon as white as snow itself, who possessed tall blue eyes and an aura that radiated death. Belerion, and who is he? Issei, well, I present to you Dryag, a scarlet celestial dragon. Dryag, and how did you meet him, Ibio? Issei, long story. Belerion, and what were they talking about? Dark, about that. Belerion, I understand now and why. Poseidon, because if they appear they castrate him. Belerion, just a little bit now. Dark, yes, he has already settled down. Belerion, ha, I didn't expect that. I just woke up and settled down, and who's the lucky one? Poseidon, you meant the lucky ones. Belerion, what does not only have one? Dark, no. Dryag, the greedy one formed a harem. Dark, and that's why they named him. Drake, don't you dare say it. Dark, okay. Belerion, then he got more than one. Dark, affirmatively. Belerion, if they find out what he did. Dark, that's what we were discussing. Dryag, and what is that? Dark, So I forgot that you weren't with us before the memory loss. Let me give you the information, here as you see this ugly and perverted being. Issei, how ugly? Dark, calling you nice would be too much. Poseidra, and what do you say, Balerion? Balerion, a 50-50. Issei Oki. Dark, well, continuing with that, the lucky one, in all the places we were, he left at least one arrowed heart. Now you understand what we're talking about. Dryag, you got it, then he looked like a Don Juan. Balerion, and not only that. Drake, there's more. Balerion, yes, and it was always his phrase, you remember, Dark. Dark, that's how it was. Poseidra, I think it was my little girl. Balerion, it wasn't like that, it was. Forgive me, beautiful lady, but our relationship can't be right now. Dark, that's right, but he said it like a Casanova and he always did it in an alley and left them all wrapped up. Poseidra, yes, we always laughed at his way of acting. Dark, you're right. Issei, yes, it's all over now, what's done is done. Now I'm worried about other things. Dark, if they don't come and discover that you were a womanizer. Balerion, no, he was an adventurer. Dark, it's the same. Issei, leave me alone, don't you see that I'm thinking about that? Dark, yes, we know, one of these days your love affairs will come to an end. Issei, yes, but I've already decided, I'm going to stay alone with the girls. Drake, that's what everyone says. Dark, well, I'm just telling you to wake up since they're starting to wake up. Outside of Issei's mental space. Rias, Issei, wake up. Issei, what happened? Rias, it's just that we've been waking you up for a while and you weren't responding and you were mumbling. Akeno, what's up, are you sweating? Issei was seen to be sweating profusely and didn't notice. Issei, I was just talking to the others and got a little distracted, that's all. Rias, it's okay, I just hope they're not lying to us. Issei, I want to talk to you later since you want to meet them. Akeno, really, there's more. Rias, well, let's go, since we have to go to the academy. Issei was still thoughtful about what they had said. About everything he had done in the past, and could have been harmful, all the enemies he made in the past, and even the love affairs he left behind. But well, I hope they don't come to this quiet city, or maybe they do. Times later. A good amount of time had passed, classes were already over and they were on their way back when someone spoke inside Issei's subconscious. Balerion, they feel that. Dark, what a thing. Balerion, the air became tense for a moment. Poseidra, and that's it. Balerion, nothing, I just had a feeling or I mistook the person. I had already arrived at the chestnut tree's house. Rias, and tell me Issei who wants to talk to us. Issei, well, let me introduce you to Balerion. Balerion, hello, my partner's fiancés. Rias, you already told him. Issei, yes. Balerion, it seems you really did it, mate, and that's not even mentioning the others. Issei squeezed the dragon's snout. Issei gave him a look that told him not to say anything. Rias, Issei, the adventures I had with him, is what Balerion really meant. Balerion caught what he was saying. Balerion, yes, the adventures we mentioned. The girls didn't buy that story much. Rias, and so how did you two meet? Issei, that was quite a while since I met this slacker. Balerion, like lazy. Issei, you're lazy, I think you're just like Drake. Drake, what did you say? Issei, nothing, Drake, keep sleeping. Akeno, and where did you find it? Issei, that was during some adventures and missions I had around the world. I don't know where exactly I met him. Balerion, it wasn't the Andes, you told me. Issei, so walk it, nice place, good if you like the cold. Balerion, yes, and there were several ways to get through that cold, or not, mate. Issei just turned to look at him because he was revealing a lot of information about what happened. Issei, yes, you're right, some of the local hot springs and broths will help stave off the cold. This increased the girls' suspicions, but they couldn't deduce anything yet. Irina, And why did you see that Issei-kun travel to that area of the world? Issei, it was a mission to stop some terrorists who were taking refuge in that area, so I went and didn't hesitate to finish them off. Balerion, if you tell that you found yourself stranded in the middle of a snowstorm where you were 3 days without seeing the light of day. Issei, that's what Balerion was saying, thanks. Balerion, you're welcome. Issei, but well, I got out of that hellish storm by taking Balerion out of his cave. Kuroka, wow, you had a lot of adventures, Issei Naya. Issei, you could say yes. I'm more than happy as long as they don't find out about everything that happens on those adventures. Issei, but well, let's go to bed, tomorrow I'll tell you more about how I met Balerion. All the girls nodded, still wondering about Balerion's direct comments. All in Issei's room, they settled down to sleep with their beloved and be as close to him as possible. While in Issei's subconscious. Issei, Balerion. Balerion, yes. Issei, traitor toad. Balerion, yes, admit it was good. The expression, what did you do if I had revealed everything? Issei, say something like that, and forget about eating again. Balerion, it's okay, I don't think anyone will find you here. How wrong I was. It was already night on the Asian continent. From the sky a plane landed at Tokyo International Airport. Coming from the country of the capital of love, France. He had landed on Japanese soil, where the air was tense because a dispute would take place in that country. All the passengers left the plane, including a beautiful young woman who sighed at being in Japanese lands. And as he was outside the airport he sighed and said, I finally found you, Aikun, and we'll be together forever.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.